Hey guys, welcome. This is going to be my 1.17 snapshot review slash just showing you guys what's up for the snapshot 20W45A, I believe. So let's just jump right into it. We're going to start with the copper block, which is just 9 copper ingots to make a copper block, obviously. I have a feeling that copper ore is going to be pretty rare because, so this is the cut copper, which takes 4 blocks of 9 copper, and this is what makes the stairs and the slabs and everything. So I have a feeling it's going to be kind of common, since this is such like a main appeal, I guess, of the copper. And then you can also wax the copper, the lightly weathered and the semi-weathered copper, with honeycomb, so that it doesn't like further weather itself. So like this won't become that, this won't become that, and this won't become that. You don't have to wax the weathered, obviously, because it can't weather anymore. This is what the copper ore looks like. It has little like tinges of green in it around the orange, which I think is a good addition. And also I like that it's not like a clone of all the other ores like the gold, diamond, iron, redstone, coal ores are. It's more like the emerald or the lapis, where it's its own thing, which is really nice. And you can mine this with a stone pickaxe, which is really nice. But so in the Minecraft Live, they said that copper ore would have different generation, but at the moment, it doesn't seem to be too different than a normal ore. Maybe they'll change it. Maybe it's just not that different at all. But I'm guessing it's still slightly in development. And then this is the lightning rod, which is just 3 copper. And it can be placed sideways. Can it be placed upside down? It can be placed upside down. That's really nice. But yeah, so it redirects lightning within a 16 by 4 by 16 area. And when it gets struck by lightning, it emits a redstone signal, which is pretty neat, I think. So right here we have the recipe for tinted glass. And so tinted glass is made with the amethyst crystals, which I'll be showing you later. And it's like this clear, like dark glass, but it blocks all light coming through it. So this is a normal glass room, pretty natural. But then this is a tinted glass room, so it's really, really dark in here. Let's see. I think that's a good addition for like certain builds, like I don't know, mob farms and stuff, where you want to see in, but you don't want to stop them from spawning. That could be really useful. I don't know. Other people are more creative than I am. They'll probably find cool ways to use it, but I think it's pretty neat. And then we have the bundles, which add a new use for this rabbit hide, which is really nice. So it just works pretty simply. You just right click on each of the items that you want. It can be up to a stack, but like it won't hold like 32 dirt and then 32 ender pearls. It's like the stack of that item. So like one tool up to 16 ender pearls, like if that makes sense, but it will be able to split between that. And then if you right click it, they all come out, which is not the cleanest system, but as they have said, it's more of an early game thing. It's not really trying to solve the whole game's inventory issue, which I think it's interesting and more could come of it, maybe. We'll see. A small addition. I don't know where they're going with this. I feel like this has a reason, but you can put lava in cauldrons now, which is really interesting. They did mention that the stalactites can drip water in the dripstone caves, can drip water into cauldrons and fill them up. I don't know if this has any relevance to that, but I think it's interesting that they allow for that. Wonder if they're going to add it so you can put milk in. That would be pretty cool. But here we have the candles, which are just honeycomb and string. Makes one candle. It's nice that they're adding more uses for honeycomb as well, because I think, right now it can't really be used for very much, if anything, besides the honeycomb block. Here, let's grab that. Let's make it yellow, a purple, and a blue. Why not? So you can actually place them on cakes, and they don't come lit, so you have to light them. But yeah, you can make it into any color with any dye, which is really cool. And then just like sea pickles and what's it called? The turtle eggs. They can be placed on the same block. So I just tried there. You can't place different colors on the same block, which is unfortunate, but I guess it kind of makes sense, right? But yeah, you can place it on a cake, and that's pretty neat. Can you place... No, you can't place more than one, and if you eat it, then it eats, or if you right click on it, it eats the cake and destroys the thing. So up here we have the crystals, the amethyst crystals, which, so if you mine this fully grown crystal, it gives you 4 shards, which can be used to craft this block of amethyst, which can be picked up with an iron pickaxe. And you can silk touch these big ones and take them wherever you want. But as they've said, you can't take this block, which is the budding amethyst, which is what it grows on. You can't pick that up at all. It's like a spawner. It just can't be picked up or used like this block can. And then this crystal, it actually kind of works as a half block, which is interesting. Yeah, you can kind of hear it makes a nice jingling sound when you walk on it. And then I noticed while I was trying to set up this minecart that if you put a button on it, it doesn't produce a redstone signal. And I thought that was intriguing a little bit, that they decided for it to not produce a redstone signal. But if you mix the copper with 2 copper with an amethyst crystal shard, you get the spyglass. I think they called it a telescope before, but it's a spyglass, I guess. And you can zoom in, which is pretty neat. It's a little bit different from Optifine. I know people were like, oh, what about if you have Optifine, it makes it useless. Well, it's made for people who don't have Optifine, probably. And also it zooms in a little bit more, and it's a little bit more focused. Because I know the Optifine zoom wouldn't go that far, I don't think. It would zoom the whole screen in a little bit more than it is, but I don't think it would go as far as that. And then in the geodes, there spawn these 2 new blocks as well, which is this white block is calcite, and then this gray block is tuff, Tuff. And I think they're nice block additions. They don't do anything right now besides just be a block, but I think they could. They will look good in builds. This is a nice rough gray block, and this is a smoother white block, which it still has texture to it, which I think we need. Because it's not as ugly as, like, I don't know, diorite. Because diorite's too, like, gray, you know? But this is a nice soft white color, which I really like. Yeah, and then I'll show you this next small feature they added. It's kind of like the cauldron with lava. It just updates a current thing. You can ride on rails underwater, even though it's very slow, and you would need underwater breathing if you were in survival mode. But it's kind of cool, you know? Like, you can just kind of hang out with the fish and stuff. If you had like a swarm of axolotls following you, that would be kind of cool. And you can just like ride through a coral reef. It's really pretty. Here it's bringing us down to an amethyst geode, so you can see what those look like. There was already a minecart down here, my bad. Yeah, as you walk around, it jingles. It seems like these spawn pretty frequent within the geodes, and they grow a lot, which is really nice. So you won't lose out, or not lose out, but you won't have to wait too long, I don't think, to get a decent amount of crystals. And right now, so they haven't changed any of the cave generation except for adding the geodes, but they're very common. Like there's one right there. There's one down there. There's a couple like over this way. There's one right there. There's one kind of in the middle of my screen there. There's one right there. There's a dungeon. That's not a geode, but that's all right. So I don't know. They might update that once they update the generation. But right now, it just seems like there is a lot of geodes spawning. I don't think mountains have been updated at all. Caves haven't been updated yet. None of the mobs have been added, unfortunately, but obviously they're waiting for that. They don't want to release everything right away, and they're probably still working on it a little bit. But this is kind of the stuff that they have more solid, I guess. Like, they figured out copper and how to use it. It's pretty easy. They figured out the lightning rod, the bundles and the glass, and the candles, and like the telescope or the spyglass and stuff. And the geodes, I think, is just like the first step, but it's probably some of the easier stuff, because it doesn't have to do with like completely revamping the way the world generates necessarily. Like it's just adding a new structure or a new ore, which isn't too much compared to the cave and stuff. But yeah, obviously I think there's a lot that they haven't shown us yet, and there's a lot that we haven't really got to play around with yet. But it looks like this update is going to be really big and really good, and kind of like I think reignite a lot of people's passions with Minecraft, and inspire them a lot more to do different types of builds and everything like that. But yeah, I think I'll probably end it off. I think I'm gonna do this though with every like major snapshot that comes out. Obviously won't do it like towards the end when it's just bug updates, but we'll see. And I might group some together if they're smaller, but this is the first one, so I kind of wanted to get it out there while it's still relevant. But yeah, I hope you guys had a good time. Hope you learned something maybe. I was excited about this new block that nobody was expecting. Comment, I guess, what you're most excited about, either in this snapshot or with the update in general, the Caves and Cliffs update. Have a good day. See you guys later.